everybody, I'm Nori and I'm home cooking, and today I'm making pork short ribs encrusted with sage and rosemary, some lemon pepper asparagus, and some roasted potatoes. So a well-balanced dinner, very easy, very cheap, affordable, no energy necessary. So let's get started. So I got my pork short ribs here. You could do barbecue sauce if you'd like, or season it however you'd like. But today I'm going to do a rosemary and sage crust. So I'm going to put some salt over it and some pepper, some garlic powder. You kind of want to just coat every piece of meat that you see. Now, rosemary and sage are very earthy herbs. They're very flavorful and can be very strong. You want to use just a little, maybe about a sprig and a half of rosemary. And just a handful of sage. We're going to chop it up. And I was just reading in a magazine about herbs. Herbs can be very expensive, so it's very hard to keep them fresh. If you don't use them right away, you end up wasting it, and it's a waste of money. So I read in this magazine that you can freeze them, and what you do is you take the herbs and you just throw them in a pot of boiling water for about 2 seconds, take them right out, and you can leave them on the sprig, or you can take the leaves off, lay them out on a pan, and stick them in the freezer until the tips kind of get a little hard. Then you can put them in a bag, and they're safe for easy storing for the freezer, and you can go back and reuse them. No waste of money. So I'm just going to take half of this, and I'm just going to coat the top of my short ribs like so. Take a little oil. I use canola oil. Olive oil tends to pop a lot. You know, whatever oil you feel is healthier for you. And you're just going to kind of use your hands and rub. Rub the seasoning, rub all that stuff around the meat. You want to flip it over. Wash your hands. Raw meat is very prone to bacteria. You always want to wash your hands every time you touch raw meat, or any surface you want to wash that has touched raw meat. And you want to coat the other side with pepper, salt. Just get every little piece of meat you can with seasoning. It'll all absorb into the meat later on. So we're going to add the rest of the herbs. And a little bit more oil on top. And coat it again. Flip it back over. You're going to have the fat side down. You want that fatty side to cook in the oven from the bottom up. So now our pork short ribs are ready. So all we're going to do is cover it in foil and put it in the oven. It's probably going to be about 10 minutes. You don't want to cover it in foil first. First you want to put it in the oven just like this, so the meat gets very brown at the top. You want to kind of roast it. I like to do this with a pork roast. Buy some roast for the holidays, do a pork roast. You can cut it up, put it in sandwiches. Very good, very fresh, healthy. They say pork tenderloin is healthier than chicken breast, but if you don't eat pork, you can always use chicken breast. So I'm going to do asparagus and potatoes with it, very fast, very easy. All I'm going to do is wipe my surface. You want to have a clean surface. And my garbage bowl. Always have a garbage bowl. And one thing is good, to really have a towel underneath your cutting board. You don't want the cutting board sliding around while you're trying to cook. It can be very dangerous for you to cut yourself. So So I have 2 pots of water boiling here. One here is for the asparagus, the other one is for the potatoes. So all I'm going to do is rinse the asparagus. Always want to rinse your vegetables. You never know what's on them or where they've been. And you want to cut off the ends of it. You don't really need any of these ends. They're very bitter, they're very hard. You just throw them in the pot. They're going to blanch. A couple minutes or so, you just want them to get a little color. And then we're going to throw them in the oven with some oil, some salt, pepper. Lemon pepper is my favorite to roast asparagus with. And now we got the potatoes. So for the potatoes, all you got to do is buy these little gold potatoes, cut them in quarters, and boil them. I got salt, a little oil, and some hot water. You can roast them in the oven. I like to use seasoning salt with it. Italian seasonings too, give it a little earthy flavor. And then you can use them for breakfast, a side dish for dinner. It's just a matter of just reusing the same things for your meals, just different ways, using the flavors and incorporating new flavors out of what you already have. Alright, so we're going to use our garbage bowl and clean up a little bit. So we got the potatoes going, asparagus going, the roast is in the oven. I'd probably say this whole dinner will take about maybe 20-25 minutes at the most, more. Maybe about 30 more seconds for that asparagus, and then we're going to strain it. You always keep your utensils close by so they're very easy to grab. And you wash as you go. I like to clean as I go. It's very easy cleanup when you're cooking. You don't have to spend a lot of time cleaning. Just wash your couple bowls while you're going, and at the end you don't have to have a messy kitchen. So the asparagus is ready. Let's grab our towels. We're going to strain it. And see, you want to look for a really nice green color. Like that. Okay? It's going to be a little hard still. It's nice and green. Now all we're going to do with that is throw it on top of our baking sheet. And I love tin foil. Tin foil is great when you're cooking. All you got to do at the end of it is take this out, take the foil off, and you don't have to wash a dish. So, some salt's going on our asparagus, some pepper, and my favorite, lemon pepper. Lemon pepper is very good for chicken, pasta. It's a great seasoning for salads, salad dressings. You want to just coat it. It's going to give it a nice tangy, peppery kind of flavor. And a little, now we can put a little olive oil on it. And toss. See? There you go. Now we just throw that in the oven. No top necessary. That's going to roast and get nice and brown. And in the meantime, I think I want to add some onion to my roast. So I'm just going to cut up an onion. Just cut the ends off. You want to make sure you have a stable surface. And take off the skin. Very easy. garbage bowl. And then you just want to cut it 1/4 of an inch thick. Be very careful. I always have problems with my hands and my nails because my nail polish, my nails are always getting messed up cooking, and I hate that because I have to constantly get them done. So I find, as a kitchen person working in a kitchen, gel nail polish and manicures tend to stay on a good amount of time. You don't have to keep doing your nails because it does take a lot out of your hands to work in the kitchen. So I'm just going to add the onions to the top of the meat. Like that. And it's starting to smell really good. I can smell the fat cooking through the meat and the lemon pepper coming out of the asparagus. It smells amazing. Okay, now we got the potatoes in. We're going to stir those. Now those are probably going to take a minute to cook. Once they're tender, you're just going to want to throw them onto a tray like this. Little seasoning salt, pepper. You could put rosemary and sage from the meat onto it, or Italian seasoning to give it an earthy, nice earthy taste. Cook it until it's brown, uncovered, and you have roasted potatoes. All right, so we're gonna let that cook for now. I'm gonna clean up here, and we'll be back for a part 2 so I can show you guys how everything ended up. See you in a minute.